Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Welcome if you are new. For those of you that are new, my name is Anna, and this is At Home with Anna. So we are taking a break from the garden. I know some of you love the garden videos, and I know that some of you love the decorating videos and the home improvement videos and all of that. Luckily, I do it all here on my channel. So if you're here for it, I'm happy. So I put a poll on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, now would be a great time to go do that. I struggle, I'm gonna put it right here. I struggle with my Instagram because I'm not big on the whole social media thing. I know. Sounds weird because I make YouTube videos. This is a hobby for me and a passion for me, and I love it. I don't depend on the money from it. I don't depend on anything from it except for your friendship. I love the friends that I have made on here. I love chatting with you guys. I love just everything. I love how we inspire each other and share knowledge and all of that jazz. So this is where it's at for me, YouTube. Anyways, I put a poll asking if I should paint my buffet, which is down here, and I want to paint it black. So let me give you a little history. First and foremost, the overwhelming response was no. Do not paint it black. Do not paint it at all. I know that in the picture, this buffet looks like it matches the dining table. It does not. The dining table and the chairs are new to this home. The buffet is actually something that I bought in my last home, and we used it as our TV stand, so our entertainment center. So when we bought that home, it was in the middle of, and I don't want to say the word on here. I don't know if it still matters anymore, but anyways, it was in the middle of that whole situation, and getting furniture was hard. It was a whole thing. So I kind of settled for items in that house, but it is a good, solid piece of furniture. And it has been moved. So it moved from the last house in California into storage, and then from storage onto a truck, and then from the truck to this house. And during that time, it got some damage, and I'm gonna show you the damage. So the damage drives me nuts. I know that I'm trying to lighten the house up. I do know that. And you're probably saying, well, Anna, what are you doing? You wanna paint something black. If you're trying to lighten the house up, that's wrong. Well, you are incorrect, because black is a neutral. It's a very eye-soothing neutral, actually. And I do have some black accents in my house. You can see here, my island is black, the front door is black, and the chairs around the table are black. So I feel like there's too much wood going on in here. And this is my beloved horse picture, George. I love George, and I call him George because I rode when I was a teenager, and my horse's name was George. And when I saw this picture, it reminded me of George, and so I had to buy it. So I bought this in a small little shop back home in California, and it is my treasure, and I will always proudly hang it. But the wood frame matches the buffet, and from a distance matches the table, and it's all very much wood in here. So some of you had suggested a green or a blue or white, or maybe even the finish that I accidentally did on the legs of my coffee table. Well, that's a great idea. The finish on the bottom of my coffee table is a fabulous idea. However, I don't think that that finish would look good over here with this setup. I want this to be a little bit more manicured, and I want it to look more cohesive. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the difference in the woods, and you're going to be able to see what I'm seeing. The camera doesn't always pick everything up, so it can be deceiving on choices that are made and why choices are made, because you know, you can't see what my naked eye is seeing. The camera does a great job of hiding things and picking up, making things look better or different. And that is exactly what I think that picture depicted. But it also didn't pick up the flaws that are in my buffet. They're very tiny flaws, very, very tiny. Could live with them, not a problem, don't want to. That's the thing. So I am in, you know, so I kind of debated back and forth over the overwhelming response on you. I also asked on my YouTube community tab, and it was pretty much even over there, but over on Instagram it was overwhelmingly no, do not paint it. So, but I'm gonna paint it. That's what I'm gonna do. So I have some leftover iron ore latex paint. It is in the eggshell finish from Sherwin-Williams that I used to paint the man cave, men's lounge upstairs in the loft. And I did some research because I wanted to see if I could save money. I want to do this on a budget, okay? And so I'm using what I have. I think the only thing I'm going to have to go out and buy today is a paintbrush and sanding paper. I'm not going to sand this down to like the raw to paint it. I'm just going to scuff it up to allow the paint to adhere. I considered getting new hardware for it, and I'll show you the hardware. I've never really loved the hardware on this buffet ever, and the handles are very chunky, and the knobs are okay, but the handles are very chunky and kind of medieval, if you will. When you are decorating your home, details are important. I think that details, sorry, I wear hearing aids, so if you hear like whistling, they're whistling today and they're annoying me. I wear hearing aids because I lost my hearing, or started losing my hearing when I was like 12, and it just got worse and worse and worse, and Ernie finally convinced me to get hearing aids because I was pretty much deaf. So anyways, you might see them. Sometimes I wear my hair back. I was really self-conscious of them in the beginning. I'm gonna take them out. They're driving me nuts. I was really self-conscious of them in the beginning. I wouldn't wear my hair up, but now I don't care. So anyways, that's neither here nor there. I digress. The details in your home are really super important. And I know a lot of you guys are into decorating and, you know, and all of those things, but sometimes when we decorate a room, it is the fine tuning of little tiny things in your home that make the biggest impact. And it could be as simple as the knobs on a cabinet. So anyways, I thought to myself, well, if I paint this black, the knobs are just going to disappear. I might like that. No, I won't. But if you look in my kitchen, I have like a brushed gold. The cabinet doors are like a brushed gold. And I thought it might be nice to bring that into the cabinet here after I paint it black. It'll look smoking hot. I know it will. But those are expensive, especially the size, and I'm going to show you in a minute. The size of the handles on the doors, very pricey, and I want to do this on a budget. I am a budget-friendly girl. I like to do things on a budget as much as possible. However, you will know this about me and will figure this out about me, is when I find something that I really love, it goes in the cart. If the bank account allows it, it goes in the cart and I bring it home, and I don't even think about the price, because sometimes when you find something you love, you just have to get it, and you just have to forget about it. But I do only do that with pieces that I know I can take and move around my home and I can have for years to come. So it's not like I'm very flippant about, you know, about buying things. I just don't go and throw things in my cart. I used to years ago. I try and do things as budget friendly as possible, not only to show you that you can change something and make it beautiful, or just change the feel of an area or a room by using things that you might already have in your garage or your crafting stash or what have you. So because I'm doing this on a budget, I'm going to use that, what is it called? I can't think of it right now. The little tube that you brush It's the gold leafing, not gold leafing. You know what I'm talking about. I'll put it right here. Anyways, I'm gonna use that on the handles. So I wanna show you the cabinet and its flaws. I'm gonna talk to you and show you the door handles and door pulls. Here is the buffet. So I'm gonna show you. These are some of the flaws. Thank you, movers. You guys are fantastic. And you know, there's just little things about it that have happened. You know, just from being moved so much. This is probably the most significant down here on the corner. A whole chip gone, which you guys can't see. You know, you don't focus on that. So I'm like, here, you're not, you know, you don't see anything, but I can see it. Now, you can see how if I paint this black, those are just gonna disappear, which is why I want to do that gold on them, which will match my lamps perfectly. Have I ever showed you guys these? My buffet lamps, I just love them. Oh, there we go. I love them. I got them at Home Goods, and I believe they were like $29 each. Just love them, lovely. So, anyways, so here are the handles. Here are the knobs. They're pretty big. They're pretty big. I mean, about the size of a silver dollar. But look at these hunkin' things. I mean, here's my hand. They are huge. So replacing something that big is going to be costly. So I'm thinking, if I paint it black and paint these, you know, or turn these gold, it'll just look so much more sophisticated and better. So here is the table. Here is the finish on the table. And here is the finish on the buffet, minus the damage. And from here, they don't look bad. They look like they match, although that's a little darker. But just by adding the black and gold, it's going to really, well, it'll match the chairs, first of all. I mean, it's iron ore, so it's not gonna match exactly. It'll look better. You guys will see. Okay, so Ernie's not coming home this weekend, so I need something to do. I need projects, and that's what I do when he doesn't come home. Projects. So anyways, well, let me go to the store and I will pick the camera back up when I get home. I'm back, and I went ahead and picked up 2 kits, one for the paint, one for the primer. I'll have these forever. I'm just too lazy to go in the hot garage and look. And then I was gonna get sandpaper, and I forgot to mention, I think earlier, that I was gonna prime this, obviously. But I found this primer. This is the Bullseye 123 primer. Once you put this on your furniture or your surface, it blocks all the stains and everything, just like a primer should, but it creates you don't have to do any sanding when you use the Bullseye 123. So, bonus, we are going to get busy. One of my dilemmas that I have when I paint furniture is, do I do the inside and the back and all that too? This is a really good piece of furniture, nice solid. So so the issue I always have is when I open it, right? Well, when I open the doors, I want this part to have wow, that was really dusty. I want this part to have the paint on it as well as this part. I don't want to take the hinges off the door, but I am going to mark each door where they went or where they go, and And I'm going to take them off and paint those separately and let them do a really good job making sure the edges are done and all of that. Yeah, so that it looks really good. These drawers are not as easy to come off. I know there's a trick. There's like a latch or something on this hardware to help them come off, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna pull them out and get them painted on here. Good morning. So, change of plans. We are going to pivot, which is the beauty of creating new home decor or a new vibe in your space, is you can pivot and you can make changes, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. So I decided to, because I listen to you guys, I read all of your comments on all of my videos. I try and respond to every single one of them. I hope that I'm successful in doing that. Some of you guys suggested that I take the top of this cabinet down to natural wood, and that is exactly what I think I'm going to do. I just did this coffee table, and look at this finish. It's beautiful, okay? It turned out more beautiful than I expected. I think if I do that finish on the top of this, because this one just looks worn, and just like the coffee table, it looks worn, it looks drab, it doesn't look polished, it doesn't look good. It's not my taste. We discussed that earlier. So I think the top of this would look really good like that, okay? So it would marry the two rooms without being too matchy-matchy. I'm gonna probably regret sanding this in the house. I'll probably be, let me show you. So my little handy dandy sander that I got has this little bag here that collects the dust. It doesn't collect all the dust though. This thing is so heavy, guys. I cut up some cardboard to put underneath the corners. I could barely lift it to get the cardboard underneath, so I don't really have a choice. And I don't want to go through the trouble of masking off the area. So I'm just gonna suck it up and deal with whatever mess comes. Okay, you guys have to see this. I love when these accidents happen. Okay, look at the finish on this. Okay, just by taking off the stain, it gives me this aged like barnwood look. I hope the camera is picking that up, but check it. It matches now the table. What the heck? So I am at another pivot. Do I continue going? I mean, I barely, well, I'm using a pretty tough grit sandpaper, but I'm at a pivot again. I love creating. This is the beauty of creating, is you think you want one thing, you pivot and change your mind, and then, you know what? Beauty is created with the unknown sometimes. And I love that. I love it. Wow. Okay. What the heck do I do? Do I keep going? Well, let me get the edges. Let me get the edges. Okay, so here we are. Obviously, it gets a little darker, but it's matching. It is matching the base of my coffee table that I did. At this point, anyways. I could keep going. I think I probably would have to make a few more passes with some fresh sandpaper. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop right now. I'm gonna get this whole thing primed and sit on it for a second. But first, I'm gonna get all the dust. I've been emptying this out, and then, you know, wiping this off helps a lot. I'm gonna have the dust in here. It's, you know, it's the lesser of two evil. Break my back and take this outside, or deal with the dust and clean up. You know, and I'd rather deal with the dust and clean up, but I am gonna wet mop around here really quick and let that dry before I sit down to prime, but that'll be the next step. That takes an hour to dry, so we're gonna let that dry. Still thinking about the top. I think I might go ahead and do the first coat of black on here and see how I like it with the top. Yeah, it's going to evolve. I need to fix myself something to eat. I just have a nice piece of sourdough bread here. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter. Okay, a lot of butter. Put some garlic on here. And some Parmesan cheese. Put this in the oven at 400 until golden brown. Check that out. Yum. Is there anything better than crusty cheese? Okay guys, now that we have the top sanded down, this is the most I'm willing to do it indoors. I don't want to go down any further. I'm going to go ahead and stain it. Early American, which is the same stain I used on the coffee table. I have this little pad that goes to my window cleaner, but I don't need more than one, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this. And then I didn't buy gloves, obviously. Because I wasn't anticipating staining. Paint comes off easy, stain not so much. I'm just going to use a plastic bag as my glove to protect my hands. And we are going to apply the stain and see how that looks. Oh yeah, this looks good. Ah, I'm obsessed. I do believe this is my very favorite stain color ever. that I have it done, and I'm loving it, you guys. It looks so good. I have held up the black hardware. Again, this is not my style. I'm gonna eventually get new ones, but this is what came with it. So we're doing this on a budget. Everything is free. I had the paint, I had the stain, I had the sandpaper. The only thing I had to buy were these rolling things. So I have the knobs and I have some rub and buff. If you guys have not heard of this, you just simply brush it on to whatever you want to turn gold, and that's what it does. So I think I'm gonna go, Ernie and I have been going back and forth. I've been sending him pictures and he's so impressed with how it looks. You guys are gonna get to see a close-up of the finish. It looks so good. It's just more polished, but he agrees with me that these should probably be gold. You actually need very little of this. It goes a long way. So that's all I'm putting on the brush, and it goes a long way, you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope that I inspired you guys to take a chance on a piece of furniture in your home that you're not really in love with, that maybe needs a little tweak or maybe needs to be elevated a little bit. That is exactly what I wanted to do with this cabinet. And I hope that you guys can see that I indeed elevated the look of this cabinet. It looks beautiful. I hope that the camera is picking up how beautiful it is. It came out better than I expected. It just looks so polished now, and it just goes with everything so perfect. I want to thank you guys for staying till the end. Make sure to leave me a comment and a thumbs up and let me know what you guys think about today's video. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.